Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I'm taking a look at the Wide Margin Reference Bible in the 2020 NASB from the Lockman Foundation. So this shares a layout with the Schuyler Stridon, but it does have a lot of differences. So one of the main differences is that it has a 1.25 inch outer margin. Other than that, it does have the same layout, but it has different tools in the back. 95,000 cross-references, those are the Lockman cross-references, full set of translation notes, verse-by-verse black letter text, line-matched single-column setting, with in the back we have a topical index, book introductions, and then color maps. So let's take a look. First, this is the imitation leather, and there is the ISBN. It is printed in Korea. This is what they call Lethertex. Brown with a lot of variation in the color. I like the variation in that. That looks really good. Dry stamped spine, or debossed, I guess, with a paste down liner. That is vinyl, and it does lay open really well. It does have a presentation page in the front with family pages, including marriages. And this is the thick, non-glossy paper. Wife's family tree, husband's family tree, births, deaths, and then occasions to remember. So these are different from the Schuyler, which also has family pages in the front. 32 GSM paper. This is the paper that is used in all of the Lockman Foundation NASBs since they have gone to Korea for their printing. Typeset and designed by 2K Denmark. I find this paper easy enough to turn. Can be a little challenging at times when you're trying to separate two pages, but it's usually easy enough to grab and turn. Typically don't have any trouble, but if you try to do what I call that little rubbing method, sometimes they're hard to rub apart. You just have to grab them by the edge. So my method doesn't work on that. You have to grab them by the edge instead. I have not written in this, even though it does have wide margins on the outside. I don't want to write in them just to be writing in them. So there's the margin, 1 1/4 inch, which is quite a bit larger than the Schuyler. It does have enough inner margin space to bring that text out of the gutter. I like that. 14 words per line. Now, this is all black letter text. There are no red highlights like you're going to find in the Schuyler. And just like the Schuyler, it has references and footnotes in the footer, but they're separated by a line from each other, making them easy to see and use. Across the top, we have the book name and chapter number in the outer margin, page number in the inner margin. So all of the highlights, everything, is all in black. This does still have a poetic setting. Lists look like lists. Poetry looks like poetry. It's highly readable. The font is dark and consistent. Plenty enough space to underline and to write. You can get a little bit of notes in here in the inner margin if you want to. But the inner margin is large enough to bring the text out of the gutter onto the flat part of the page. I like that. One of my things that I look for. Books start on the page where the last book ended for most of them. The poetry looks really good. 14 words per line is perfect for poetry. It's a little more than I prefer for reading prose, but it's good because it does have enough space between the lines. It does have enough space in the gutter, so I'm not trying to figure out what line I'm on again. It has space at the end of the verses so that you can visually see something different. It's not just a sea of text, is what I call it. That looks a little better than that. Easy to preach from, easy to study and use. Old Testament quotes are in all caps. Paper is highly opaque. I like the opacity of this. Then in the back we have a topical index. Quite a bit of information back there. It's a good index. It is going to have a little bit of theology, so just use it for study, use it for reference. They have a lot of descriptions and then gives you a lot of scripture for each one. Really good index for study. Excellent for sermon prep. Here are the book introductions. Just a paragraph, not a lot of information, but enough information just to to help you along. Just something to help. And they're in the back rather than in the text. Then we have a couple of tables, the parables of Jesus, the miracles of Jesus, and then the Lockman maps. These are on the thick semi-gloss paper. So it's a well-designed Bible. I like the look and feel of that. Lays open, easy for reading and preaching. See, it's 7-inch across by 9.5 by 1.5 inches for the overall, and then the trim size is 6.5 by 9.25. 2 pounds, 14.5 ounces. So the Lockman Foundation did supply this in exchange for an honest review, and I like this Bible. It's a well-made Bible. It's excellent for its price. The paper is excellent, highly opaque. The print quality is excellent. If you're interested in a 2020 edition of the NASB in wide margin, this is a good choice. Excellent for reading, excellent for preaching. I like this one. In the next video, we will compare this to the Stridon and a few other NASBs. I'll place links in the notes so you can make a purchase if you're interested, and also a link to the written review at BibleBuyingGuide.com. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.